Now and then, we talk about products. You got a 40-year-old guy, he says he's perfectly healthy. You quote him $360 like we talked about for the $500,000 of coverage. Then he goes and gets examined. And on the exam, we learn that, oh, he uses a CPAP machine for sleep apnea, and his cholesterol's high, and he doesn't weigh, he's not 6 feet 200 pounds, but he's 6 feet 300 pounds. He told you he was 200, but he weighed in at 300 on the exam. And you're like, was he lying to me, or is he just an idiot? I don't know. But the bottom line is, it's not 360. Now it came back at 1360. He's rated. Happens all the time. Sometimes they don't even know what's wrong with them. Sometimes they think they're perfectly healthy, and legitimately their cholesterol comes in high or whatever. Sometimes they forgot to tell you. I didn't think the CPAP was even relevant. I mean, what is that? My doctor says I'm fine. I would tell you, I use my machine every night. I look like an elephant, whatever, with the muzzle on my, whatever. And so now it's 1360. So now what? What do you say? I mean, is this something we should look forward to? Is this something we should dread? The bottom line is that according to the insurance company, he's 4 times more likely to die than we thought he was going to be when he told us he was perfectly healthy. For whatever reason, the game has changed now. They've determined that he's 4 times more likely to die than when we thought he was a preferred risk. And so now, what do we do? Do we just, because he's not thrilled to death about paying 4 times the price. So, what I say to him is, look, I was driving down the road a couple years ago, down Dundee Road, right across from Sportsman's Golf Course. It all comes back to golf with me, as you guys can tell. And I'm driving, and all of a sudden, the driving range is right there. All of a sudden, I see a golf ball. It bounces, and I see it's coming right from my car, and there's no way I can stop it. It just hits my windshield and cracks my Lexus windshield. Just puts one of those spiders in it. I'm like, ugh, here we go. So I call my insurance guy. He says, all right, just take it to the dealer. I take it to the dealer, and it's $1,000 for the windshield. He says, but your deductible is $1,000. Okay? So you don't really want to make a claim on your insurance, right? So I'm out of pocket $1,000 for this windshield. Just is what it is. Did it change my life? No. I mean, it's $1,000 less than I had the day before. Just like this is $1,000 more. We said it was going to be $360. Now it's $1,360. But $1,000, I mean, you need the coverage for your family. You don't just need it if it's $360. You need it no matter how much it is. And so the question becomes, what are you going to give up? I mean, what's more important than this? If you die, if you're having trouble coming up with $1,360, how's your family going to get by if you lose your $60,000, $70,000 income tomorrow? I mean, I just can't imagine that makes any more sense. And we do know one thing for sure, you are going to die. You're just 4 times more likely to die than you thought you were. So you need the coverage 4 times as much. So let's get it in force. Now, if it turns out that whatever medical issue you have goes away, you can call me back and we can figure out a way to get a lower rate. But in the meantime, we've got to get you covered. So what you need to do is you need to send me a check for this much money. Do not be defensive at all about selling rated business or resells. By the way, if you suck at selling resells, we've got a business recovery unit, okay, that's going to call all your resells that you say can't be sold. And they make a living getting those people to buy. Talk to Howard. You'll see. You won't believe it. I mean, it's amazing. They make a living calling people that you have deemed that don't want it anymore. You've closed out the case. You lose the commission. They get the commission. Do you want to give them your cases? I mean, if you want to put them out of business, I'm okay with it. Okay? The fact is, I need that unit because some people just aren't very good at this. It's me, I cherish that opportunity. I mean, here we're, understand our commission's based upon how much they spend. So at the end of the day, if it would have been $360, you're going to get paid your commission based on $360. It's $1,360. You just sold 4 cases in one. It's 4 times the price. Pretty amazing. So we talked a little bit about resells. You quoted it at $360, it comes back at $1,360. So when do you start reselling? I say you start reselling on the first call before you even take the app. You start to resell. You explain, here's what's going to happen. We're going to get this application going. Based on what you told me, I think the price is going to be $360. But they're going to take your blood and they're going to ask you some additional questions. There might be an inspection interview. And in this process, if we determine that something happens or they discover something that causes the rate to be different, I'm going to explain that to you at the time. For instance, you think you're healthy, but you haven't had a physical since your high school wrestling physical. And so now, if it turns out that your cholesterol is high and you don't know it, and they need to raise the rate because of it, I'm going to tell you that that's what it needs to be. If it turns out that it's just a little bit high and they want to raise your rate too much and they're being arbitrary or capricious and they're raising you up, then I'll take you to another company. But I want you to understand that however it comes in, I'll explain to you why the rate is what it is. 2/3 of the people get the rate we tell them they're going to, 1/3 do not, and it's usually something they either forgot to tell me or something they didn't know about. Okay? But whatever it is, I'm going to tell you what it is, and when the time comes, if the offer that they're making is a fair offer, I'm going to tell you this is what we need to do. We need to buy it. Even though it's more money, we need to buy it. Sometimes it's a table-pounding buy. Sometimes it's not such a good buy, and I'll take you to another company. But I want you to understand, when that time comes, we're going to have that conversation. If you set them up for it, then it's not, they don't go into the process thinking, oh, you quoted me a number, and now you're bait and switching, or you quoted me. A life insurance quote is nothing more than a guess. It's an educated guess. It's not a quote like a quote for a car, where it's a firm deal, like here's my offer, I'm going to sell you this car for this number. I don't make the prices. I'm not the underwriter. I don't determine what your health is or isn't. Based on who you are. I mean, I have people that tell me they don't smoke and they come back and they got nicotine in their urine and all of a sudden the price is 4 times as much. Sometimes it's, the wife finds the husband sneaking the cigarettes or the wife sneaking the cigarettes and they find out and I get in the middle of it. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Happened the other day to a good buddy of mine. His wife goes to the insurance physical and she comes in with nicotine in her. How stupid can you be? I mean, they're taking your blood. They're going to know you were smoking. I mean, they're testing for this stuff. It's amazing to me. So you start the resell on the first call. Explain to them how the process is going to go. You also explain how to prepare for the exam and all that other stuff.